Welcome everyone once again to the regular weekly live show on YouTube Spain. I'm Skatz. Hello, and today I'll be asking expert guest Richelle from Ask Richelle Andalucia to give us the latest updates about, driving licenses, renewing your TIE, the S1 health cover and the Convenio Especial, and even more. Plus, of course, we'll be answering your questions on the live chat and in the comments and from social media about all of these topics and moving to Spain in general. If you're watching the recording of the show afterwards, within a few days of the recording, you can find the time codes for all of the answers you need. There'll be a red bar across the bottom, also in the video description, which you can get to by clicking on the Show More button just down there, which saves you having to scroll through and find the answers all over again. So, welcome to YouTube Spain. Cue the music and let's dance. One day I'm going to learn to play that on the guitar so I don't have to press the button. Anyway, just before we begin, in case you didn't know, you can support this channel now by buying me a coffee via link in the video description below. And also we have a website being built, which is going to be u2spain.com. And there's a relatively new merchandise page with some really fun new t-shirts and hoodie designs. They're not all with the U2 Spain logo on them. They have lots of other different little funny statements on them, so look out for that. And there are also some very helpful links where you can get discounts on things like getting your documents officially apostilled and translated, healthcare insurance, Spanish mobile phone plans and stuff like that. And once again, we'll be having some prizes to give away for the best questions and comments from you, either on the show or afterwards on the U2 Spain Facebook group. So, brilliant. Without further ado, let's meet my wonderful guest for the day. It's Richelle from Ask Richelle Andalucia. Hola, Richelle.
Hey, good morning. Hola, buenos dias.
Buenos dias. So, yes, how are you today?
I'm good because it's a Puente weekend, so I have an extra day off this weekend to look forward to.
Yes, of course. Tell everybody what the Puente is all about.
Oh, okay. This Puente is about, it's on Monday, it's Dia de Andalucía. So
Yay.
for us in Andalucía, it's a day off. And for everybody in Malaga who has kids of school age, then it will be an entire week off, Semana Blanca.
Fabulous. Yes. Lovely.
So, and I've got my son back from uni. Unfortunately, he brought back COVID with him.
Oh, no. So you're restricted then? Can he not go out?
No. He's restricted, but not really. I think that by now everybody's had it. The family has had it, so nobody's too bothered about meeting up and stuff. So he's not too restricted.
Yeah,
we're not sending him off to restaurants or anything, but with friends, and they know that he has COVID, and they still agree that he comes and joins them. Then no problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's good. And I have to display. Some people have been asking about the new woman in my life. And
yes, please do.
And here she is. Oh,
gorgeous!
She's just look at those eyes.
Yeah, Minnie the Moocher.
Minnie the Poocher, we've called her. So yes, there's a little Minnie. She's joining Luna in the Scattergold, one of the scatter dogs.
Really good. Yes. Yeah.
Gorgeous. I'm in love with her.
She looks lovely. I hope she settles in really quickly.
Yeah, she's remarkable. She only arrived at 11 o'clock yesterday morning, and she seems completely settled. But I'm sure I know what it's like in the first 2 weeks when you have a dog. They change dramatically. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's a puppy, so you can mold her.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm learning. I'm watching lots of videos on YouTube to find out exactly what to do, because all of the other dogs we've had have been, a couple of years old when we've got them. So this is much easier to train a puppy.
Yeah. The older dog will help you. That's good.
Yeah.
I see a couple of familiar names in the comment section.
In the chat,
telling us good morning. Yeah, Elizabeth.
Yes.
Good morning.
Oh, yes. Hey, Elizabeth Brown. Oh, she was a previous prize winner. Buenas.
Okay.
And Wendy Jackson, that's Wendy and Lee. They've won prizes as well. So, and Shamil, I think Shamil won last week. Oh, okay. Yes, they're all people. And
you got your regulars then.
Yeah, it's all the regulars. Yes, good morning, regulars. So let's dive straight in. They're obviously eager to know all of the news. And of course, we have the big news announced this week about UK driving licenses. Have they finally granted the swap or not?
No, they have not. They only extended the grace period, I call it. So everybody with their UK driving license can continue to drive until the end of April, because it's been extended with 2 months.
Hmm.
And but a DGT has not confirmed yet, and the government information didn't include that issue, whether the people who pre-registered their licenses before the end of 2020 can also do the actual exchange now with the 2 months extension. So if they can still continue to do that till the end of April, because there's still people who are waiting for the resolution of their residency applications and who still haven't been able to do the exchange even when they did pre-register. So I checked just before we started. I checked again on the DGT website, but the extension hasn't been added yet. So I'll wait and see. As soon as I find it, I log in a couple of days. I refresh the page a couple of days every day, a couple of times every day. So when I see it and there's any definite news, I'll put it on my page so that everybody
Good.
can check. Yeah.
And we'll share that on our U2 Spain Facebook group and page as well.
So so for people who came in on a non-lucrative visa, it's still, they have 6 months to drive, or till the end of April, whichever one is the latest. So, well,
Yeah.
it doesn't help them really, but everybody's just hoping for that they just sign it. I don't know what the delay is. I mean, what's the difficulty?
I know.
It's not like people like from other countries. I'm sorry, Elizabeth, just jumping in on your question already. That there never has been an option to exchange your license for a Spanish one. It was there. The system was there. Just go back to the non-online system that they always had with the fax machine, and they can just reinstate it. They did it for all the other EU countries practically. So why not just sign on the dot? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the delay is. I mean, they're saying they're negotiating. What's there to negotiate?
Yeah, it's one thing. Just one thing. Yes or no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I'm gobsmacked.
Yes, so am I. But
then again,
that it's not on the Spanish side. I mean, the Spanish side has said from the beginning, since the first extension, that they're willing to get that agreement, and as long as it's not there, that they're going to extend the grace period. So, but everybody just wants it done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Security, yeah.
I just can't imagine why they wouldn't just do the swap. Otherwise, they wouldn't carry on doing the negotiations. Really.
Yeah. I mean, just say no. I mean, I don't know. Probably related to Gibraltar and what's not.
Yeah. There's always that sticking in the craw.
A tiny little thing with monkeys on it.
Yeah. Yeah, but so big in the minds of everyone.
It is a bit of an issue. Yeah. Okay. So that was the driving licenses.
Yeah. So we were going to talk about renewing your TIE. Is this just for the UK citizens remaining in Spain under the withdrawal agreement, or in general?
Sorry. Just repeat that, please.
So we're going to talk about the renewing the TIE.
Oh yeah, No, I was going to talk specifically because I don't think I've seen it mentioned lately or anywhere. Remember that there were two kinds of TIE applications when we had the swap option. Everybody already had a green residency certificate, so UK nationals who registered as residents while the UK was still in the EU. Mm-hmm. But there were also their family members, their non-EU family members. They didn't have to do the swap because their family card was already a card with a photograph on it, and it already assured them of their rights under EU law. So basically, you only had to renew that one when it was about to expire. So not a whole lot of people have done that yet. But I had one the other week and it's been approved. But it's like it's a two-step procedure. It's not a straight swap. So this person, she had the temporary one, so for 5 years. And So you have to do the two-step procedure. So first you apply for an authorization for larga duración as a family member, so for permanent residency as a family member, but this time not as a family member of an EU national, but as a family member of a UK national under Article 50 of the withdrawal agreement. So it's first you apply for the authorization with Form EX21, not 20, because 20 is for UK nationals, 21 is for their non-EU family members. So with EX 21, and when you get, and they want to know everything. I mean, I really put in lots of stuff. The relationship with the spouse has to be accredited anew. So get a new marriage certificate, a new copy, a newly apostilled, newly translated. They want to know everything about the last 5 years. So even if this woman that I was doing it for, she was an autonomo. So she had been putting in money into the system every single month since she joined practically. Still, they wanted to know all her bank records and every single thing. It was more involved than I thought it would be. But done deal. She has her. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So, good.
So,
yeah.
well, let's just zip back. We've got some comments coming in, so I will share them. Lisa says, all I've heard is it might be about personal data and or Gibraltar. This is back to driving licenses.
Yeah.
And
but, I mean, personal data. I mean, what's the bigger interest? Getting it done or your personal data? Just put a line on the form that you agree that your personal data is going to be shared, blah, blah, blah. Tick the box. Done.
Yeah.
It's on all the government forms nowadays. So I don't see the issue. Gibraltar has always been a hot iron since forever. So yeah, I can imagine. And Steve just mentioned that it's holding up their moving plans. I can imagine. I mean, I wouldn't look forward to the idea of to the surety that you would have to retake your theory and your practical driving tests. No way.
I know. Scary, even if you've been driving for 20 or 30 years, probably even more so if you've been driving that long.
Because there's lots of stuff that has slipped in that's probably not according to the current rules. I know there's a Facebook group called Ladies in Spain. There's a woman there who's doing sort of a diary of her daily driving lessons in Spain. And it's quite interesting because if you want to follow it, because it gives you an insight in stuff that might be different from what you're used to and things they pay special attention to. It's quite worthwhile to have a look at that.
Let's have Wendy's comment. Her visa starts 1st of April 22. Yes, congratulations, Wendy. I said this on the Facebook group, but they've just been granted. So when's the latest date she should come to Spain to apply for TIE? She's moving to Alicante.
All right. Well, your visa is going to be valid for 3 months. So within that 3-month window, you have to move to Spain. And then once in Spain, you need to apply for your TIE within 30 days, officially. But I haven't seen anybody turn back when it was a bit longer because of whatever, but you couldn't get an appointment or some town, because you need to register on the Padron first. And sometimes towns take just ages to get you registered and to get you a certificate issued that you need for your TIE. So
I saw a question on Facebook saying, can I register in advance for an appointment for TIE before actually arriving? But you've just answered the question, why?
Well, you can, but most appointments for TIE come up at really short notice. So if you're not sure how your town hall is going to be about the Padron and stuff, then there's really no need for those TIEs. I mean, they're there. There are lots of fingerprinting appointments. That's not an issue at the moment. Luckily,
my Padron,
very different from last year.
My Padron took actually about 3 weeks for the certificate to come through.
Yeah.
So it just happens to be the way they do it here at the local town hall.
Just sometimes just take that long. And I mean, I did it for people with my digital certificate, but some towns offer the option to do it with the digital certificate, and it's supposedly a fast track method, but then there's nobody on the other end who actually pushes a button, so it will still take a couple of weeks. So you never know unless you call beforehand and say, hey, how long do you take in processing this? So it's just, I wouldn't advise it. There's no need to pre-book your TIE appointment.
Yeah. So just another question from the internet. It's a kind of reverse driving license question. This is Shirley Jones. She's going to the UK for a few days for a wedding. She needs a hire car, and she has a Spanish driving license as she's into Spain. And the car hire company says that she needs an international driving permit. Is this correct?
No. She should Shirley, just print off the information from the UK government website and present it to the rental company. I mean, no, you don't need an international driving permit.
This is just a hire company being a bit churlish.
Yeah, they're being a bit, well, they're either ignorant or just being difficult. But the UK government information should set them straight.
There we go. Well, that was a good question. Let's have another one off the internet as well while we're doing. This is an interesting one. I think it's a TIE one. Where's the best place to book to have my fingerprints taken? Because you need that for your TIE.
Basically, you need to go to the Policía Nacional, so the National Police, and it differs a bit where you are. I mean, in Malaga province, they don't care where you go. You can go anywhere in any of the offices in the province. But some provinces are more particular, and they want the office that actually is in your catchment area, so that covers your area. So, but it's always the Policía Nacional, but it differs a bit. The one closest to you, it's your safest bet. But if the appointments are not convenient or whatever, and then you can try a bit further away, but within the same province, that always.
Yeah, because Liz has just got her appointment for the 7th of March, I think it is, and that's in Vélez Malaga, which is our nearest big one.
Yeah. But you could go anywhere if you wanted to.
Yeah, that just happened to be the place where the appointment came up for Chris.
All right.
So yeah.
Okay.
And so that's that one. Let's remove that from the screen. Go on. We'll have the third one while we're up here. Oh, this is interesting. This is in advance of the healthcare questions, which we're just coming up to. And this is Helen Stewart, who says it'd be good to know if anyone has successfully managed to sign on to Spanish healthcare. I presume she means the public healthcare after 5 years residency, which is the permanent residency, especially in Valencia region.
I know it sounds horrible, but I know that the British consulate says that it's an option, but it's not like it's said in the Social Security law. It's not stated like that in Social Security law. It's like a conclusion drawn by default. So it says that you need to have private health insurance for the first 5 years, as long as you're a temporary resident. It doesn't say that specifically. It just says that you need to be able to show it. In another part, in the extranjería regulations, it says that they can ask you for that to prove it, that you continue to be in that state where you have private health care while you are a temporary resident. They deduced from that once you're not a temporary resident anymore, so once you've got permanent residency, that you don't need that anymore and that you can join the public healthcare system for free. And I know they process it for people, but I've tried to get answers from them because whenever I'm at one of my the INSS office, the Seguridad Social office in my area, and I ask about it, they say, no. Only people who've been residents since before April 2012, when this obligation for people to have private healthcare came into force. So I don't know if it has been done. I suppose so. I see it come up regularly on Facebook. That people say, "Oh wow, I've always got my permanent residency, and then I'm going for it." I haven't seen it on any of the forms that you can use to register with the Seguridad Social as an option. They call it now. It used to be for everybody who was on low income. That was the name of the option, recursos básicos o algo así. But now it says for residency. But when I ask about it, it say that it applies to pre-April 2012 residents. So I can't tell you. And apart from that, it differs per region. Some regions, and then it's not the Seguridad Social, but the regional health authorities. There's a difference. They in some regions, they just allow you to register onto their system with residency, 5-year residency, or even only the padrón. So that differs. So I can't really answer that as like an answer. No.
Yeah. Yes, as usual with the bureaucracy, it's tricky.
It's
Grey
tricky.
areas.
Yeah, the consulate mentioned that it's an option. I have personally have not been able to get it for clients, and I've not been able to get a clear answer from the consulate on how exactly they do it.
And this is for people, of course, who are below retirement age, because if you're retirement age, you can get the S1,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
which is the subject of our next
Or
topic, really.
if you're under retirement age and you're jumping to the other subject that we were going to do today, if you're under retirement age but you've been here for a year, on some regions accept when the padron for a year, others full residency for a year, then you can opt to join the Convenio Especial. But it's a subscription, so you have to pay for it. So 60 euros per person a month. And it doesn't cover every single thing. It doesn't cover the cost of prescriptions. It doesn't give you the Spanish EHIC or GHIC for travels abroad. And if you need to have a hip replacement, for example, then they will cover the op, but not the actual titanium piece that they're going to put into you. You have to pay for that.
Yeah. No, and that's just on the Convenio Especial, is it?
Yeah, that's on the Convenio Especial. Yeah.
So that's different from people like me who are self-employed, and so I'm paying.
Yes, because the difference is that's another that's important to point out. When you join the Convenio Especial, you're not joining the Seguridad Social, the national Seguridad Social. You're joining the healthcare services in your region. So when you're in Andalusia, you sign a contract with the junta. You don't sign a contract with the Seguridad Social. In some areas, the Seguridad Social offices will process the paperwork for you, but you won't sign a contract with them. You sign with the health authorities in your region. And for you as an autonomo, you pay into the system through your autonomo contributions, and then you're covered by the Seguridad Social. So you got your discounts on prescriptions, you can get your TSE, your Spanish EHIC, and everything. No exemptions, nothing. No
Brilliant.
waiting periods like you would have with the private insurance, nothing.
Yeah, I should think so too. The amount that you pay for your social security contributions.
No, it's not that you can't complain now. You're in your first year, Skatz.
Yeah, I'm still paying 100 though, just under 100.
Yeah.
Because of my age, I suppose.
Yeah, so I started off like that as well. So, and you can apply to have that the second year. Oh no, you can't.
No.
No, that's discrimination from the junta. You can't. You just have it for 12 months and then it goes up.
Yeah.
Believe me, I tried. I
Yeah.
talked about that. I chatted about this with Chris the other day. He commented on my post and he said, "Wow, that's discrimination." I said, "Well, I tried. I appealed. They just won't do it." It's a technical, stupid issue in there. It's worded wrongly in the regulations. Okay.
Just a
Any more
few
questions?
Just a few live chat ones. One can rent a passenger vehicle in Spain with a US driver's license. Is that correct?
You can for the first 6 months that you're a resident here, because after that your US license isn't valid anymore, and some rental companies will want it to be accompanied by an international one from the
Okay.
US, of course.
Right. I've just been told on my screen that we have some streaming problems in some areas. I hope you're still getting everything, viewers. I can see everything, and the signal seems to be okay here.
Yeah, in my area as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but stick with us. Don't go away if you're having problems. Okay, so Lisa Hibbert has a question. She just moved January 22. The problem is finding out how long I can stay out of Spain in each and every year of the first 5 years. I'm presuming this is on a non-lucrative visa. She's been told 6 months a year or 10 months in total of 5 years. It's both, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a combination of both. I mean, for people on a non-lucrative visa, there is a maximum period that you can be away from, like at a stretch, and that's a 6 months period. But in total, over the first 5 years of your residency, you cannot be out of Spain for more than 10. And if it's for work reasons, not more than 12. So that's something to really keep an eye on, because if you're your first year and you might still be toing and froing or whatever, and or you want, for whatever reason, for COVID or whatever, you need to be away from Spain for 5-6 months. Keep in mind that for the rest of for the other 4 years, and these are not the tax years. Don't confuse that with tax residency or anything. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It's the years that you are a resident. So counting from the date on your TIE. Yeah. And so that's the maximum that you can be away from. And believe me, when I've seen the renewal process that we talked about in the beginning for someone on a family member card after 5 years, that I can know they want to know the skin of your back. So just keep all your travel documents is my recommendation, especially if you're sort of ringing it and think you're going to be close to those 10 years. They want a full copy of your passport. If you have to renew your passport, meanwhile, in the first 5 years, keep your old passport so that you can supply them with a complete copy of all the pages of your old passport because they want it. Keep all your travel documents. Now with COVID, keep your locator forms, keep your QR codes for coming back into Spain, stuff like that. Keep it.
Yes.
Make a folder and put everything you think can be of importance for your renewal. Just put it in there, and then after 5 years, you don't have to go back. Oh, everyone at the end of each year, print off your bank statements for that year, because having to go back after 5 is a pain. And just doing it on the 31st of December or during the Christmas holidays is no hassle. Just do it, put it in that same folder.
Yeah, I was saying that last week on the
Yeah.
show. Like every document, just folder it, put it away, notate it. Also, scan them in and put them on the cloud.
Scan them in, put them in. If you rely on those heat generated tickets from the supermarket, make a copy because they will fade. They won't be readable after 5 years. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So this, I just wanted to mention this in answer to Lisa. I just thought as you were talking about it, you're not going to get chucked out during the temporary period of 5 years. This is particularly for when you're applying for your permanent residency, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Nobody's going to say, hey, you can't come in or whatever, because then you just show your card and your passport hasn't been stamped if everything goes right. But the issue is, once you're going to renew, you have to. It's not like how are they going to know that I've been out of the country? No, the issue is how am I going to prove that I haven't been out of the country for more than I could be, I should be. Yeah.
Yes, guilty until proved innocent.
Onus of proof is on you. Yeah, it's not how you're asked to do it. No, just be assured that you will be asked to prove it.
Yes, indeed. So Wendy is talking about Lee. Her hubby is awaiting a work permit, been waiting for over a month to get the work visa. Then he can sign up for the free national NHS SIP in Alicante. Can family members also get this healthcare on the back of his? I think she means.
Okay, assuming that, so he is awaiting his work permit. I don't understand, because I think Wendy just got residency. She was going to go for TIEs.
I think Wendy's applied on the non-lucrative visa and got that. Her husband is awaiting a work permit to get the work visa.
Oh, okay, to get the work visa. Okay, I thought so. They're different. When he's got the work visa, no, then he can't sign up for the free Spanish NHS immediately. He will need to get through the work. Okay, first it's going to be the work permit, then the work visa, then come to Spain, and then with the employer having registered his contract with the INSS and the CEPE, the employment agency, with his contract, then he can sign up and his TIE, he can sign up for free healthcare.
Okay, so there's going to be a bit of a gap after he arrives.
As he will be paying into the system, his families will also be able to get the healthcare. Yeah, should be, but provided they are already residents. So you can't use it to get residency as proof of healthcare to get residency. It's the other way around.
Yeah. Okay. And there's another comment coming. This is Lisa again. Oh, she's saying thank you for the answer and the extra info on printing bank statements and proof of time in Spain. Yes, very useful to know. Just keep everything.
Yeah.
There we go. Did we have anything else to say about the S1? We didn't actually cover that question,
Oh
did we?
no. The thing is, just in case people missed it, that the S1s can now be used for non-lucrative visa applications.
Hey.
Yay!
In all three embassies in the UK?
Well, I still haven't had a confirmation from Edinburgh, but I haven't spoken to Chris about it last week. The week before, I think he didn't have one, but Manchester and London definitely yes. Yeah, but and also because the hurdle to take was when you apply for the S1, because you might have to educate the people you get on the phone and tell them that since 28th of January, the rules have changed and they can send it to your UK address as long as it's not more than 90 days or 3 months before your intended move to Spain or before your appointment at the embassy, at the consulate. So yes, and I heard from Leslie Smart, because we were in contact about it, that she had been waiting for it and she had to do a couple of follow-up phone calls to remind them, because then something got stuck in the system. Because one thing is to change the rules, the second thing is to make it possible for the employees there to actually put it in the computer and get it done. So there were a couple of glitches there, but it's going to be sent, or they're going to email it so that she has it for her appointment. So we'll keep an eye on that and we'll report back. Either I will or Chris will, probably as soon as it's done.
Yeah. So the problem used to be that you couldn't get the certificate before you had your TIE, isn't that it? So, but now you can get it in advance. Was that it?
No. You get your S1 from the UK, and you use that to go to your NLV appointment. So they use that as proof of healthcare. And before that, only Manchester had it in their rules, that they accepted it, but they wanted it to be registered in Spain already. But you can't do that without residency.
Yeah.
So that was like a bit of a nice carrot, but I'm going to take it away from you just before you reach it, because you can't have it that way.
Yeah.
So this has now changed. You can use just the S1 as the UK issues it, take it to your appointment, and then once in Spain, and once you've started, you don't have to wait till you have your actual TIE. You can start as soon as you get to Spain and you had your fingerprinting appointment, because it takes a couple of months, 2 to 3 months, to get it processed when you register it. You can, you have to do it online then, because if you go in person and you don't have your TIE, they're going to say no. But if you do it online, then you can just present your residency authorization, your approval letter, present your resguardo, that's the receipt you get from your fingerprinting appointment, and then just say that as soon as you have it, or ask the person who does it for you online, just put in a note that as soon as you get your TIE, you will send it to them as soon as they ask for it, because you won't get an email to communicate with them, but they can communicate with you. So if you put on the form that it's all being processed and you add it as soon as you have it, you can add it in an email or a photograph, then you gain another month that otherwise you would have been without healthcare.
Great
and I
information.
advise, because it's a bit of a stupid situation, because some people say, okay, just use your GHIC for the period in between. But as soon as you arrive in Spain, because there's a residency authorization connected to your visa, you applied for that. That's the EX01 form that you filled in for your visa application. You're basically, when you set foot in Spain, you're already a resident. So if there's an issue, if there's going to be an issue, it could be because they say your GHIC is not valid to use here as a resident. So please, for those first couple of months, take out travel insurance with adequate health cover. Just to make sure that you're not going to be unpleasantly surprised. I mean, it's not about getting a blood pressure tablet or anything. You can buy that over the counter, or you can go to a private doctor. But it's the big things. If you get hit by a truck or whatever, and you have hospital bills that you won't, for your life, can't deal with yourself. So for those first couple of months, just take out that travel insurance if you're going to come here on an S1.
It's true. They'll treat you in the emergency room, whatever happens. But yes, they might
They
charge you.
will, yeah. Of course, they will treat you, but if they can't relay the cost to the UK or to a health insurer, then it's going to be you.
There we go. Elizabeth Brown again says she's picking up her TIE on the 9th. Well done, Elizabeth. She'll be an official person.
And I must say, Elizabeth, I really enjoy your posts about exploring Spain. It really makes me want to go out again as well. I mean, you're looking at different things, and you have a lovely eye and make lovely pictures. Makes me look at Spain in a different way again. Thank you for that.
Fabulous. Yes, I like that too. We need to pick out a prize winner from this group who've been on the chat. I think most of them have won a prize so far, except maybe not Lisa Hibbert. Have you not? You've said some lovely things on here and asked some great questions. So I think we should have you as the prize winner. So Lisa, what you need to do is to get in touch with me, preferably on the Facebook group or the Facebook page. Or if you're a friend of mine on Facebook, drop us a personal message with your address and we'll get you some prizes there. Chris has some Upsticks prizes. There we go. Hopefully you got the message there and you're still online, Lisa. If not, I'll find a way of getting in touch with you.
Yeah. So just to come back to the TIE, if anybody still has the green certificate and has not swapped to the TIE, just do it now, because I mean there's no waiting times. You can get an appointment within the week. Just get a new padrón, because of course the official rule is if you haven't changed the address, then you don't need it. Just bring it, make it easy for them, and just get it done, because it will make traveling so much easier. I mean, you don't have to, for most occasions, you don't need to show your passport when you're stopped. I mean, officially, your passport is your only legal ID, but they will accept the TIE in many occasions.
Yes. So don't be stubborn, people. Just get it changed.
Just in case the driving license issue, the agreement gets signed, then they will ask for the TIE, because they will want to see that you're under the withdrawal agreement protection, blah, 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 blah. And they might want, they're already being more difficult at many government organizations, like if you're on benefits or anything, your bank who want to see your TIE. I mean, even if it's not strictly according to the rules, can you blame them? I mean, just do that swap. Just do that swap. Take care of it. I mean, it's been.
And also, the card is very, very good, and it's stronger than the card that I've got.
Yeah. I mean, I've had I can't get it. I mean, I'm Dutch, so it's not there for me. But I have to renew my green residency certificate because nobody can read it. If I need to present it somewhere, then my copy that I made and illegally laminated is better than the original. And I don't take the original anywhere. I just need to take it out every once in a while when I need to, when I need to show it to authorities or anything. But just get that photograph thing done.
Yeah, absolutely. So anything else we need to mention? Any other topics?
No, well, there is something that's sort of like a preview, because there's lots of people asking about what about if I move here from another EU country where I was already a registered resident, either through their own EU system like Spain had with the green certificates, or just when the withdrawal agreement came into force and we were only then asked to register as residents under the protection of the withdrawal agreement, so under Article 50. Lots of people from France. I have a case underhand from someone who had her permanent TIE, so her 10-year TIE, carte de séjour from France, because she had been a resident since 2007, I think. And I put it in Malaga, because basically what they tell you and what the withdrawal agreement says is that there's no freedom of movement with your TIE from one country in the EU to another. But there's other legislation that's also valid to UK national, and that's the one about both, really, there's two. The EU legislation and the one for third country nationals. And third country nationals do have an option to move from one country to the other once they are permanent residents. So chat with the lawyer that I work with. You know him, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fran. So we decided on a method, on a way of action, and up till now, they have admitted for processing, because the big issue is that if they would not allow it, they would just reject your application and tell you to apply from your country of residence through the consulate and get a visa. That's what basically what the withdrawal agreement says. But Malaga accepted it for processing. They already sent us a second message where they were only asking for a full copy of the passport and proof of the date of entry into Spain. And now we're waiting with all our fingers crossed. And as soon as I got confirmation from that, I will give you more news about that. I got like 4 couples from France on the waiting list in my PM box. So I want to know this too, because I want to know. And yes, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know whether it's an omission, but it definitely is lacking in the withdrawal agreement to make provisions for people with that status. Because basically what the withdrawal agreement refers to only applies to people who are temporary residency in another EU country and they want to move to another. Because there already are laws in place, and the withdrawal agreement is supposed to be like in between EU and non-EU legislation, so that you would not exactly have all the advantages of EU, but not be treated exactly as non-EU as well, or either. But in this case, it should at least be the non-EU legislation. And I had a talk with another extranjería in Granada before that, and they said, no, we won't process it, because it has to be the exact right carte de séjour that says that you obtained it under EU rules. Well, that's not possible for UK nationals. They can't. So the TIE should be at least the equivalent of that. So that's where we're basing our arguments on. And hopefully it will work.
Great. Well, I look forward to seeing hearing the
I'll
news
let
about
you
that.
know. Yes, I'll let you know, of course. And it will be on my page.
Great. And I forgot to mention prizes. If there's still a prize available to people who have the best comments and questions on the U2 Spain Facebook group or the Facebook page. We've got a public Facebook page and a private Facebook group. I don't know what the advantages are of having that, but there we go. I'm keeping them both. And
well, on the private group, you can vote people joining or not.
Yeah.
So you can get away. You can keep out spammers.
Yeah. And there are differences in what you can share from one and what you can share from the other. So I'm keeping both anyway. So get in touch with us on that over the next week, and we will give out a prize on there as well.
All right.
So just before I tell everybody what's happening next week, it's time to say goodbye to you, Richelle.
Already?
Yes. I know
it
sometimes
always goes so fast.
I know. And it's been an absolute pleasure again. You're very popular on this channel.
Oh, am I?
You always get a lot of people coming in and afterwards and watching it afterwards.
Okay.
So
Nice
brilliant.
to know.
Yes. Good. So, hopefully we'll see you in another couple of months' time, or whenever we have news, presumably about the driving licenses. End of April.
Hopefully, that's good. Well, I don't expect it to be anywhere near. Well, probably near towards the end of April again.
Yeah.
Probably taking their time. I mean, to be honest, the whole world has different things to think out about now than driving license issues here for bits in Spain. Maybe.
Yeah. There are things going on, and actually
things going on in the world.
And actually, the people
a wider view.
Indeed, the people who built this platform which is called Restream that I'm broadcasting on, they're Ukrainians. They originally they built it in Kiev, and so my thoughts are with you guys today and all of your fellow country people.
Of course, yes, and not just their pets. I'm
not
sorry, but I see posts on Facebook about rescue for pets, and I think, what about the people?
I know. I think that the good thing about that is that more people watch the pets than the people. So actually,
It
more
might
people are
be,
getting to become
and
aware
it
of it because
probably,
the pets are
yeah,
there.
and it will probably be a joint effort.
Yeah, yeah, yes, good. People feel so much more for pets somehow than
Yes,
people.
it appears to be. Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go. Well, on that note, we'll leave you and say thank you very much, and once
Okay.
again,
Glad
and
to be here. Thanks for
yes,
inviting me.
all right. Bye bye for now.
Bye bye.
There we go. So, yes, huge thanks to Richelle. And on next week's show, we will be once again talking to Chris from Upsticks, all about, well, it's all about business, really. And we'll be sharing our experiences from different ends of the timescale. Chris has been in business here in Spain for 20 odd years, and I've only been here for a few months. So, we'll have lots and lots of hints and tips. And of course, we can answer questions as usual on anything to do with moving to Spain. So, not just about people who have a business. So, join us next week at the regular time of 9 o'clock if you're in the UK or Ireland, and 10 o'clock if you're already here in Spain. Don't forget to check out U2 Yoga, the YouTube channel. So if you're tense, then you can get free yoga and meditation classes there. That's my wife's channel. So they are absolutely brilliant, especially if you've not done yoga or meditation before. And of course, look out for your t-shirt designs and other goodies on the new merchandise page. Look out for Buy Me a Coffee to support U2 Spain. The link to that is below. The link to all of that is below. And you can get some brilliant discounts on lots of things that you will need when you move to Spain, or even before when you're on your way. So that's all for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe and click on the bell, ding, if you haven't already. Peace and love, and see you next time. Bye for now. Let's dance.